What the fuck?
Jay, bend over.
Me.
Oh, jeez.
Good evening, chocolatiers. Octoberfest 2025 is back, which I guess you knew that if you've been watching that. Today, we are covering the Black Phone 2022 movie that I really love, and at the time of recording this, it should be a few days off, but at the time of posting this, I should be in the theater watching the second one. So before we get into it, like, subscribe for more, because tomorrow's Octoberfest video will be Black Phone 2. So, back to it. Today we're diving into one of the most chilling and grounded horror films in the past few years. Like I said, Black Phone, starring Ethan Hawke and directed by Scott Derrickson. This movie hit differently when it came out in 2022. It wasn't a big monster movie or supernatural gore fest. It was intimate, psychological, and terrifying because of how real it felt. It's part ghost story, part survival film, and part coming-of-age nightmare. And it might just be one of Blumhouse's best ever. That's saying something, because their last few releases ain't been doing much. So when I first saw the Black Phone, I immediately knew that it stood out because of how it felt from a story in that era. It was stripped down, felt personal, and it was set in the 70s. It captured that sense of suburban danger when kids rode their bikes freely, but every parent whispered about missing children. And that's where this storyline lives, because it's right in the intersection of nostalgia and pure fear. Now, the movie follows Finney Shaw, a shy, bullied 13-year-old living in a small Colorado town. His sister Gwen has these strange dreams that sometimes something might, come true. And together they're trying to survive an abusive father in a neighborhood terrorized by a child killer known only as the Grabber. Ethan Hawke plays the Grabber, and let me tell you, this is easily one of the most creepiest performances of his entire career. Wearing a series of bone-white masks that change expressions, he kidnaps Finney and locks him in a soundproof basement. And that's where the movie takes a turn, because in that old basement, there's an old disconnected black rotary phone, and even though it shouldn't work, it starts ringing. And on the other end is the voices of the Grabber's previous victims. Each one gives Finney clues, tips, escape plans, and even other words of encouragement, all leading to his desperate fight for survival. Now, there's some good performances here. Ethan Hawke is absolutely terrifying as the Grabber. He doesn't overplay it. He's quiet, unpredictable, and disturbingly childish. It's that mix of control and madness that makes him really feel real. Mason Thames, on the other hand, who plays Finney, carries the movie. You believe every ounce of his fear and his courage. Watching him evolve from helpless to defiant is the entire heartbeat of this film. And Madeline McGraw as Gwen steals every scene she's in. I heard she's really good in the new one. Her character's faith, bravery, and supernatural instincts give the movie its hope. She's the light in this story's darkness. And actually, now that I think about it, a lot of people said the new one didn't make a lot of sense because the dream stuff. Completely forgot till I rewatched this that she had crazy dreams in this. And so Scott Derrickson, the same director behind Sinister and Doctor Strange, brings his horror roots back in full force. He nails the tone. It's haunting but never sensationalized. The violence feels real. It's not exaggerated. The film is beautifully shot with muted colors and that grimy 70s texture that makes everything feel uncomfortable and lived in. And what's genius is how the supernatural is used sparingly. It's not about the ghosts. It's about what the ghosts mean. They're not there to scare Finney. They're there to save him. The Black Phone is about trauma. It's about courage and connection beyond death. Every kid that calls Finney represents a piece of resistance and the voices of the victims who refuse to stay silent. It's a metaphor for surviving abuse, finding strength in others, and realizing that the voices of those that we've lost can still guide us forward. There's also a powerful thread about fear versus belief. Gwen's faith and intuition paired with Finney's growth and strength show two sides of survival, both spiritual and physical. It's dark, but in the end, it's ultimately hopeful. This isn't your typical jump scare horror movie either. The scares here come from tension. They come from silence and the sense of being trapped. For example, that scene where he's waiting on the staircase with that belt. The basement is empty, it's concrete, and it's claustrophobic. It's one of the most unsettling horror locations in years, and every time that phone rings, it's both a moment of terror and hope. Derrickson knows when to show violence and when to hold back. It's what you don't see that keeps you up at night. If there's one complaint, however, it's that some viewers might want the background on the grabber. His origins are never really fully explained, but honestly, that's kind of part of what makes him terrifying, because evil doesn't always need a reason. The pacing can also feel a little slow in the middle, but that's still part of that tension build that Derrickson's given the audiences some time to sit on that fear. The Black Phone is very smart, it's very chilling and emotionally resonant, and it's a horror film with a lot of soul. It's also a film that reminds you that bravery isn't about not being scared, it's about fighting anyways despite that. This isn't just one of the best Blumhouse films, I feel like it's one of the best horror films of the decade. It's very powerful with a bunch of powerful performances, a strong direction from Derrickson, and a story that lingers long after those credits roll. The Black Phone connects you to fear, hope, and everything in between. And so with that, that is another one down for Octoberfest 2025. Let me know what you guys think down below. And where does the Black Phone rank from you among modern horror films, or at least among modern Blumhouse films? Pretty high if you compare it to most of those. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell, because like I said, tomorrow we're covering Black Phone 2. And I'm very excited. I'm very excited for that movie. Most anticipated movie of this weekend. So I hope that it's good. Hope it lives to the hype. And yeah, hope to see you guys there.
Today's the day, motherfucker. I can't kill you, hijo de puta. So Finn is gonna do it for me. Finn's arm is mint!